Ever wondered how dogs seem to have a sixth sense for detecting who might not have the best intentions? It turns out there's some fascinating science behind it. Researchers have found that dogs can pick up on subtle chemical shifts in people's pheromones, which can signal negative intentions or potential danger. This incredible ability allows them to sense and react to things we might not even notice. In this video, we're going to take a closer look at how dogs use their extraordinary senses to interpret their surroundings and keep us safe. Get ready to be amazed as we uncover the secrets behind your dog's remarkable perception and responses to the world around them. Let's dive into this captivating topic. A fascinating study highlighted in neuroscience and biobehavioral reviews has uncovered that dogs have a remarkable ability to tell the difference between people with good and bad intentions. In this intriguing experiment, scientists observed 18 dogs in 3 distinct scenarios to test their reactions. The dogs watched as their owners approached a stranger for help with opening a box. In the first scenario, the stranger refused to assist. In the second, the stranger agreed to help, and in the third, the stranger did nothing and remained indifferent. After these interactions, the strangers offered treats to the dogs. The findings were eye-opening. The dogs turned down treats from the unhelpful stranger but eagerly accepted treats from both the helpful and neutral ones. This study highlights that dogs are not just passive observers but actively judge people's behavior, showing a clear preference for those who are kind and helpful over those who are unkind or unresponsive. It's a testament to their ability to sense and react to human behavior in a way that reveals their true feelings and trust. Another surprising ability of dogs is their extraordinary capacity to sense fear. Many people who have encountered aggressive dogs have been advised to stay calm and avoid showing fear. The reason behind this advice is rooted in the idea that dogs can smell fear, which might cause them to become more aggressive and potentially lead to an attack. But is it really true that dogs can detect fear in this way? While fear is an emotion, and dogs can't directly smell emotions like fear, they do have a remarkable sense of smell that allows them to detect changes in our bodily sense. For instance, bloodhounds, known for their exceptional sense of smell, have olfactory capabilities that are about 1,000 times more sensitive than human noses. When we experience fear, our bodies undergo various changes. We sweat more, produce adrenaline, and release stress-related hormones. Dogs can pick up on these chemical changes through their acute sense of smell, but detecting these altered sense is not the same as directly smelling the emotion of fear. In addition to their sense of smell, dogs are also highly perceptive to body language. They can observe and interpret physical cues such as a stiffened posture, nervous movements, or direct eye contact, all of which can signal that a person is feeling anxious or afraid. This means that a dog's ability to sense fear is a combination of detecting changes in scent and interpreting visual signs of anxiety. Therefore, while it might be an oversimplification to say that dogs can smell fear, it's more accurate to understand that they use their remarkable sensory abilities and keen observation skills to sense and respond to our emotional states. Dogs also have an impressive ability to detect dishonesty. A fascinating study led by Akiko Takaoka at a university in Japan investigated whether dogs would continue to trust someone who had previously deceived them. In this experiment, which involved 34 dogs, researchers conducted a series of pointing tests. Initially, the dog owners pointed to a container with food inside, and the dogs eagerly went to retrieve it. In the following round, the owners pointed to a container that was empty. When the dogs discovered there was no food, they seemed to recognize that they had been misled. By the third round, when the same person pointed to a container with food again, the dogs ignored the cue entirely. This behavior suggests that dogs are capable of assessing the trustworthiness of a person based on past interactions. But how do they do this? The answer lies in their remarkable olfactory system, particularly the vomeronasal organ, which allows them to detect subtle scents and pheromones that are beyond human perception. A dog's sense of smell is roughly 1,000 times more sensitive than ours, enabling them to pick up on pheromones that reflect human emotions. This heightened sense helps them evaluate whether someone is trustworthy or deceitful. So if you notice your dog keeping their distance from someone you're dating, it might be worth paying attention. Your furry friend's behavior could be a sign that it's time to reassess your relationship. Another amazing ability of dogs is their exceptional capacity to sense danger. We've all heard heartwarming stories about brave dogs that have saved their owners from dangerous situations, leading us to wonder if dogs truly have a special instinct for detecting peril. The answer is a resounding yes. Even if your dog seems content to lounge around and is not constantly on high alert, they are actually more aware of their environment than it might appear. Our canine buddies are equipped with extraordinarily sensitive senses of smell and hearing. These heightened senses allow them to detect subtle cues that might indicate nearby danger. For instance, a dog's sense of smell is incredibly acute, enabling them to pick up on faint odors associated with fear, distress, or even the presence of harmful substances. Similarly, their keen hearing allows them to detect sounds that humans may not hear, such as distant footsteps, changes in vocal tones, or other environmental noises that could signal danger. When dogs sense something amiss, their reactions can be quite varied. You might notice them scratching at the door, whining, or barking persistently, behaviors that deviate from their usual routine. They may become unusually hyperactive, start shaking, or seek refuge in places where they feel safe. These behaviors are often their way of alerting you to potential threats. Persistent barking, in particular, is a strong signal that your dog has detected something that concerns them. Moreover, if your dog suddenly shows an intense focus or heightened attention toward a particular person or situation, it could be a sign that something is off. Sometimes a dog's intuition might lead them to individuals who could be in trouble or who may present a threat. If your dog reacts negatively to a stranger or behaves in a way that is out of character, it's important to consider whether this person might be a source of danger. Understanding your dog's behavior involves recognizing what is normal for them versus what constitutes a change in their behavior. Since you are familiar with your dog's typical reactions and routines, you'll be able to identify when their behavior deviates from the norm. Pay close attention to any unusual signs or changes in their behavior, as these could be their way of trying to warn you of imminent danger. By being attentive and responsive to these cues, you can take appropriate action to ensure both your safety and the well-being of your loyal companion. Dogs also have an extraordinary ability to sense natural disasters, a trait that has been observed and documented in numerous instances throughout history. There are countless accounts of dogs being among the first to exhibit unusual behavior before a natural disaster strikes. This phenomenon has intrigued scientists and animal lovers alike, raising questions about how animals might sense impending calamities. One notable example took place in Hangzhou, China, in 1975, where unusual behavior from animals appeared to precede a powerful 7.3 magnitude earthquake. In the days leading up to the quake, animals in the area were reported to be acting strangely, which many people interpreted as a sign of the impending disaster. More recently, before the catastrophic Indian Ocean tsunami in 2004, there were numerous eyewitness reports of dogs refusing to go outside and other animal species fleeing to higher ground long before the tsunami waves arrived. Although scientific evidence to conclusively support the idea that animals have a sixth sense for natural disasters remains lacking, their heightened sensory abilities do provide some insight into this phenomenon. Dogs, in particular, have highly sensitive senses of hearing and smell, which might allow them to detect subtle environmental changes that precede natural disasters. The U.S. Geological Survey notes that animals might be more attuned to the initial, less intense P wave of an earthquake, which arrives seconds before the larger S wave. This sensitivity could give them an early warning that something is amiss. The exceptional perceptiveness of dogs means that they might be able to sense these minute changes in their environment long before humans do. While we may not fully understand how they detect such events, their reactions, such as agitation, refusal to go outside, or unusual behavior, can often serve as valuable indicators of imminent danger. Observing these signs closely can potentially help in taking precautionary measures to protect ourselves and our pets in the face of natural disasters. In addition to their ability to sense natural disasters, dogs also exhibit remarkable sensitivity to human emotions. Their ability to interpret and react to our body language, vocal tone, scent, and facial expressions highlights their deep emotional connection with us. One clear example of a dog's emotional intelligence is their capacity to read facial expressions. For instance, if you sit in front of your dog and display a joyful, happy face, you'll likely notice your dog responding with a wagging tail and visible excitement. Conversely, if you adopt a sad or distressed expression, perhaps accompanied by sorrowful sounds, your dog will probably show concern and reflect your sadness with a worried look or a comforting nudge. Dogs also have an acute sense of hearing, allowing them to pick up on the tone of your voice and the distinctive sound of your footsteps. They can often sense your mood simply by the way you speak or move, and they respond accordingly. Their exceptional sense of smell further enhances their ability to detect emotions such as fear, anger, and sadness. When you're feeling down or upset, your dog might become more subdued, offering comfort or staying close to you. They are particularly sensitive to crying and may display a comforting demeanor to help you feel better. Moreover, dogs are adept at sensing upcoming events or changes that they might find unpleasant, such as a bath or a trip to the vet. They can pick up on subtle cues and may try to hide or act anxious in anticipation. This sensitivity extends to changes in your life, such as the arrival of a new baby, a shift in your job, or the presence of unfamiliar visitors. These changes can create challenging social situations for dogs, and they often respond by adjusting their behavior to fit the new circumstances. Interestingly, dogs also possess an extraordinary sensitivity to hormonal changes, which allows them to detect significant shifts in their owner's physiological states. One of the most remarkable examples of this ability is their knack for sensing pregnancy. Dogs have been known to pick up on subtle changes in their owner's hormonal levels and body chemistry, often before any physical signs of pregnancy are noticeable to humans. This heightened perception is part of what makes dogs so in tune with our emotional and physical well-being. Their keen sense of smell and acute awareness of our everyday behaviors contribute to their remarkable ability to detect these changes. This sensitivity to hormonal fluctuations underscores the profound bond that exists between dogs and their human companions, highlighting how deeply they are attuned to our lives. And that's a wrap for this video. If you found this video entertaining or insightful, consider leaving a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and we hope to see you in the next one.